guys, welcome back to the workshop. We're going to have a bit of fun today, trying out some new products and looking at some really old products. Who knows, some of you longtime followers might know what's inside this box here. Why don't you pause the video and go down and take a guess. So most of you guys already know that I've been into vintage and antique hand tools for quite a few years now. That's actually kind of one of the things that started off my YouTube channel, and I've been collecting and looking for certain kind of grail tools, those ones you really gotta have. And you can see back here I have a beautiful collection of axes. I have a nice collection of hand saws, beautiful old Distons. I have an Atkins there, some real nice stuff, a lot of old hand planes. But what's in this box was a really exciting find, and one I had been looking for years. So what we have in here is a Stanley 45 combination plane with all the trimmings. This is beautiful. I restored this. I'll link the video in the top corner there now. I restored this a couple years back, and this is a gorgeous plane. I've used it a few times. If you want to go on and watch some videos on YouTube, just search up Stanley 45 or combination plane, and you'll see the amazing things that these can do. Marvels of technology for their time, when things like routers weren't available, and they still work just as good today. But this video is not exactly about this plane. You can see the plane's already been restored. Here's that fence. Here's the other fence with that micro adjust. This is such a cool plane. It gets me excited. The thing about this plane, and if you watch that original restoration video, is I never did get around to restoring all the blades. Since these are combination planes, they come with a whole ton of different plane blades. Here's the little keeper for them. But there's a whole whack of different blades. One's for doing tongue and groove, one's for doing decorative beading, for making windows, inlays, for glass. Here's your tongue and groove type blades. But you can see I've just never got around to restoring them all because there's just so many, and it would take so long on the bench grinder or on the wire wheel or with the Dremel wire wheel to clean these up. But I just recently think I found the perfect solution. And here's our solution. Hit the like button if you caught that joke. Here we have a product by Workshop Hero. This is Metal Rescue. This is a rust remover. This is a concentrate that you mix with water, and we're going to mix that up right now. I will say that the company sent me this. They wanted to know if I wanted to try it out. Absolutely. If you know how many old rusty tools I have sitting here in a big cardboard box, just because I haven't had the time or the energy to get at them. And these blades, I figure it's the perfect thing. Anytime you have a big bunch of little rusty parts, I wish I had this when that plane, when I first got it. It would have saved me a lot of time to be able to dump it in there. But we have to see if it really works. They didn't ask for a review video or anything like that. They just asked if I'd like to try it out. And obviously, I would love to try it out. So here we go. We have our concentrate, and it's supposed to get mixed in 1 gallon of clean water in a plastic tub. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. These are eco-friendly, biodegradable products too, which is super nice. You don't have to go through a whole big process of disposing the chemicals. So we're going to mix. It says just to take your 1 gallon of water, mix the whole bottle of concentrate into there. This is a 3-gallon pail, just so I have lots of room and nothing splashing out. It's completely clear, just looks like water. Zero smell either. There's absolutely no smell. Okay, so here's how it works. Once this is mixed, this can remove, this 1 bottle and a gallon of water can remove up to a ½ pound of dry rust, which if you think about dust, a ½ pound of dust in rust form, you're just getting a skim on everything. That is a lot of rust. That's it's kind of hard to believe. Once mixed like this, it has a shelf life, if you set it out, of 1 year. So it'll stay, should stay effective for 1 year. That's pretty cool. Okay, so soak time varies. It says for light rust, so I guess a little bit of surface rust, up to 2 hours, moderate rust up to 12 hours, and heavy rust, so I guess that would be that deep, coarse rust, soak for up to 48 hours. Once derusted, promptly removed from solution or metal, may darken in color. So I guess it'll kind of start to etch or patina the metal, which I have zero problem with. So I have a couple of these tongue groove type pieces. These are really cool. Of course, these are for cutting the male portion, so they scrape away what's left and leave the male portion proud in the middle, and you can set how big of tongue you want there. So this adjustment screw, you loosen it up. Let's see if I can loosen it up there. Like I said, I haven't had this apart yet. And it's seized. So I can't seem to... Okay, there we go. So you can see all that heavy rust. This one's actually pretty nasty here. You can see some real heavy rust and scaling in there. But this tongue would be able to slide back and forth, ideally. Okay, so you slide this depth stop back and forth. So if you only want a little shallow tongue, you just cut it like that. And then, of course, you have your standard irons for cutting your grooves. You can see the rust is pretty heavy on these. I'm going to leave these at least a day or two because there is quite a heavy coat of rust. So I'll take these components apart, put them all in individually. Let's check out how these irons are looking here. Like I said, I haven't touched these since I've had it, so it's going to be nice to have these all clean and not have to do every piece individually. So you can see here we have quite the batch. Here is a really cool one. This one is for doing windows, as I said. So you have a depth stop here, and the way it works is you cut your window frame on edge, your pieces, like picture frame style. So you would have the inside here. The channel this cuts is where your glass would inlay from the back. You would have this ridge here, so that creates a proud male portion for your glass to butt up against. And this cuts that decorative bead on the outside of your window. So quite an awesome piece. Now I'm also going to throw in the irons from my little record plow plane, because they have been sitting in the box for quite some time and they're developing some rust as well. Just sitting back like that, they gain some rust, which is not ideal. But these have a little bit of oil on them, or they likely do, just from times past sitting in the box. So I'm going to give them a little wipe over with some Varsol before I throw them in, just to help them along. Okay, here we go. If this works, this is going to be a game changer. If this solution actually works for me, this is going to change how I do restorations big time. So there they all are. Nothing really to see happening. No foaming, fizzing, bubbling, nothing like that. Just looks like I dunked them in a tank of water. So we shall come back in a day or two and check the progress. I'm really hoping this works and that I can give the poor old bench grinder there a little break. Well, I have left this steel in there way too long. It went over the weekend. Sunday came. I'm not in the shop on Sunday, so I completely forgot about it. And just as the bottle says, if I think I mentioned in the first part of the video, it says it will blacken or force a patina on that steel. And from looking in that bucket, that's what it's looking like to me. Now I don't know how best to get this out here. Okay, the bottle says it doesn't matter about putting your hand in it. I don't know, man, it feels weird putting my hand in there. But it looks like everything is rust free. Would probably work a little better if you had a shallower and bigger surface area tray. That way your stuff would only be submerged in an inch or two of the chemical. Trying to get those couple of little tiny parts, little screws there now. Now if you'll notice, there's no orange or anything like that at this point. Look at these little screws. How clean and shiny they are, but they're a different material anyways, but still. I believe, if I recall, they had some corrosion on them. I'll wipe it all down now just to see. You can see a little bit of black there. Now that is unbelievable. This is one of those tongue and groove ones that was so badly corroded. The pits are still there, obviously. You'll never get rid of that, unfortunately, because that's just metal lost. But it is squeaky clean and chalky dry. Do you know how much time that has saved? You can't count the time it's been in the bucket. If you're in a big hurry, I guess you'd have to do it by hand. But if you're not in a hurry and you're like me and those parts have just been sitting there, man, you don't have to do anything. So now I've wiped them all off, and look at what we have here. This is just incredible, and it's a level of clean you can't get with the wire brush because it actually eats down into the pits and removes that rust, where with the wire brush on the wheel you can't really get into those pits, so you're kind of left with an always progressing rust pit on like a micro level. So this is a lovely level of clean. I'll just show you here. This is our number one. Remember that big window one I was telling you about? Just look at that. Look how clean it is. Chalky dry. Like I said, all those pits are left there. That is just lovely. Let's take a look at another one back here, number 17. Something else I noticed that I didn't realize before is look how they're all darkened near the bottom. They must have a different type of steel laminated in there for the cut edge, so it's not all one solid piece of steel. It must change steel types. Look at that. Really cool. Check out how clean this is. Again, I just dropped it in there, left it for a couple of days, and then came back and wiped it down, and look how nice that is. Now all of this steel has been completely stripped of oils, rust, any top coat, anything that's been formed on there. So if you drop a speck of water there now, it will probably rust in just a few seconds. So what they include in the kit is a dry coat, which is a rust preventative. It says it's a water-based solution. I like that all of these are like non-toxic, clean, easy solutions. So let's see. Prevent rusting on steel. Dries to the touch without sticky residue. Water-based, non-toxic, environmentally safe. Spray product onto ferrous metal parts. Wet coat entire surface. Allow product to dry roughly 30 minutes. Let's give it a little spray down here. I hope it doesn't leave like an enamel or something. Something that makes it greasy. I don't think so, because you're supposed to be able to paint the product after you put this on. At least that's what it says there on the thing. So probably not. I'm just gonna turn them over now. Give the other side a spritz. I'm just so thrilled to have all of those blades settled away, all cleaned up, and not have had spent a ton of time at the grinder like that. They're all super clean. A little sharpening later on. I'll probably sharpen them as I need them. That way it's not too much of a labor-intensive process. But that is awesome. A fantastic new tool to add to my collection. So thank you to Metal Rescue or the Workshop Hero team. Thank you guys so much for sending out that product. Definitely going to be a part of my regular routine when I do restorations now. and I'm going to buy some more once that runs out. I guarantee it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a little something, and maybe this is something you want to employ in your techniques, your tool set as well. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next video.